Silence, often underestimated in our society oriented towards constant communication, can be an incredibly powerful tool when dealing with someone who devalues us. It is a strategy that at first glance may seem passive or even weak, but in reality carries significant transformative potential. By consciously choosing to stop providing attention, whether positive or negative, we create an emotional vacuum that can trigger profound reflection not only in the other person, but also in ourselves. Welcome to the video. In today's video, we will talk about something very important: how to deal with silence with another person. Consider a common scenario. You constantly offered affection, support, or even constructive criticism to someone in your life: a romantic partner, a close friend, or a family member. Despite your continuous efforts, this person seemed not to value your contribution. Perhaps you felt constantly ignored, belittled, or taken for granted. The messages you sent went unanswered, or received short and uninterested responses. Your gestures of affection were met with indifference. Your opinions and advice were dismissed without consideration. In this exhausting and emotionally draining scenario, silence emerges as a powerful and unexpected response. When we decide to stop interacting, whether by ceasing demonstrations of affection, halting constructive criticism, or simply stopping initiating contact, the relationship's dynamics undergo a drastic and immediate change. It is as if we remove a fundamental piece from an intricate puzzle. Suddenly, the image that once seemed complete, even if imperfect, now presents a clear and disturbing gap. The person who once received our constant attention, even if they didn't value it properly, begins to feel the weight of this absence tangibly. This vacuum created by silence is not just an empty, sterile space. It is a fertile ground for reflection and reevaluation. The person who perhaps didn't give due value to our presence before now finds themselves forced to confront this absence directly and often uncomfortably. It is at this moment that a deep internal questioning process frequently begins. Why did he/she stop contacting me? What changed in our dynamics? Did I do something wrong? Why do I miss something I didn't even realize I valued? It is crucial to understand that silence goes far beyond the mere absence of spoken or written words. It encompasses the lack of interaction on all levels, the absence of recognition, and the suspension of all the small nuances that make up an interpersonal relationship. When we opt for silence, we are not just refraining from speaking. We are removing a whole complex layer of emotional and social connection that previously permeated the relationship. This multidimensional silence can create a deep feeling of disconnection, which is often painful and disconcerting for those who experience it. It is as if suddenly a channel of communication that had always been open, even if not fully appreciated, was abruptly closed. This experience can be particularly challenging for those who were used to having our attention always available, even if they didn't value it adequately at the time. As we maintain silence, it is common for the other person to begin to miss our presence in ways they may never have imagined or anticipated. Small details that previously went unnoticed or were taken for granted now gain new dimension and importance. Perhaps they find themselves rereading old text messages, emails, or letters, looking for clues about what might have changed in the relationship's dynamics. Memories of shared moments may resurface with new clarity and significance. This period of intrigue, reflection, and often regret can be extremely powerful, acting as a catalyst for the person to deeply reconsider their actions, attitudes, and the value they attributed to the relationship. Imagine, for example, someone who always relied on your daily messages of support and encouragement, but rarely reciprocated or showed genuine appreciation for this gesture. Now, in the face of silence, this person may begin to realize the true value these interactions had in their life. They may come to understand how much your constant presence and unwavering support meant, and how the absence of this connection creates a tangible void in their daily routine. Breakfast may feel lonelier without that good morning message. The challenges of daily life may seem more daunting without those words of encouragement that were once so easily ignored. Silence also serves as a powerful demonstration of emotional control and maturity on our part. Staying silent when all your emotions, anger, hurt, disappointment, are screaming to be expressed requires significant inner strength and remarkable emotional discipline. This self-control does not go unnoticed. On the contrary, it can lead to renewed respect for us, both from the other person and ourselves. When we demonstrate this ability to emotionally detach, to not react impulsively to every provocation or disregard, we are sending a clear and powerful message. We have inner strength, self-esteem, and do not rely on the constant validation of others for our emotional well-being. This can cause the other person to start seeing us in a new light, perhaps with a respect and admiration that did not exist before. They may begin to realize that our presence in their life was not a given right, but a privilege that was not properly appreciated. However, it is crucial to remember that silence will not always have the desired or expected effect. There are situations where, no matter how much we distance ourselves and maintain our stance of silence, the other person simply will not miss us or care to keep us in their life. This, although painful to accept, is a clear and unequivocal sign that we were not adequately valued in that relationship. It is a difficult truth, but necessary to confront. In such cases, it is important to recognize that silence served a different but equally valuable purpose. It showed us the raw and undeniable truth about our position in that person's life. When this happens, moving on is not just an option, but the best and healthiest decision possible for our emotional well-being and personal growth. It is a moment to accept the reality of the situation, no matter how painful, and begin the process of healing and self-appreciation. It is crucial to remember, at all times on this journey, that betting on yourself is always the best decision you can make. You deserve, without a doubt, to be in an environment where you are genuinely appreciated, respected, and valued. Self-love and self-respect should always come first, as they are the fundamental foundation upon which we build healthy, balanced, and mutually satisfying relationships. Silence, when used consciously and strategically, can be an incredibly powerful tool for self-affirmation, personal growth, and relational transformation. It allows us to establish healthy boundaries that we may never have had the courage to impose before. It gives us the opportunity to reevaluate our relationships from a clearer and more objective perspective, free from the constant distractions of daily interaction. And often, it has the power to provoke significant positive changes in the people around us, leading them to a new appreciation of our value and importance in their lives. However, it is important to use this tool with wisdom and discernment. Silence should not be employed as a form of punishment or emotional manipulation. It should always be accompanied by deep reflection on our own needs, values, and goals in the relationship. It is a moment of introspection that is as important for us as it can be for the other person. By choosing silence, we are essentially choosing to value ourselves. We are affirming in a powerful and unequivocal way that our mental peace and emotional well-being are non-negotiable priorities. We are saying no to disrespect, devaluation, and taking our presence for granted. We are saying yes to self-love, self-dignity, and the respect we deserve. The true power of silence lies in its unique ability to create space for change and growth. This space can lead to profound transformation within ourselves, allowing us to recognize our inner strength, resilience, and intrinsic value. It can lead us to discover internal resources we did not know we possessed, and to develop a healthier and more loving relationship with ourselves. At the same time, this space created by silence can catalyze significant changes in the other person, leading them to reevaluate their attitudes, behaviors, and the value they place on our presence in their life. It can be a wake-up call for them to realize how their actions, or lack thereof, have affected us, and the real possibility of losing us if there is no genuine change. It is important to note that the process of maintaining silence is not easy, especially at the beginning. You may feel tempted numerous times to break the silence, to seek that familiar connection, even if it is not healthy or beneficial for you. There may be moments of doubt, where you question whether you are doing the right thing. In these moments of weakness or uncertainty, it is crucial to remember the reason why you chose this approach in the first place. Stay firm in your decision, knowing that each moment of silence, no matter how challenging, is a valuable investment in your personal growth, self-esteem, and emotional future. Throughout this process, you may discover surprising aspects of yourself that you might not have known or recognized before. You may realize that you are stronger and more resilient than you ever imagined. You may discover a reservoir of patience and self-discipline that you did not know you possessed. Or perhaps you realize that you have internal resources and coping mechanisms you have never fully explored. Silence can become a deeply transformative period of self-discovery, personal growth, and emotional strengthening. It is also important to remember that silence, while it can be a powerful tool, does not need to be permanent. If, after a period of reflection and possible mutual growth, you feel that the other person has shown genuine change and is truly willing to value your presence and contribution, it may be time to consider reopening the channels of communication. However, it is crucial to approach this rapprochement with caution and wisdom, always maintaining your newly established boundaries and your self-respect intact. Communication, when resumed, should be based on a new foundation of mutual respect, appreciation, and understanding. Finally, it is essential to understand and accept that silence, while a powerful tool, is not a magical or infallible solution to all relational problems. It is a strategy, an approach that can be very effective in certain situations and contexts, but that also has its limitations. Use it wisely, always in conjunction with other forms of self-care, personal growth, and emotional development. The decision to use silence as a tool for personal and relational transformation is deeply individual and often challenging. It requires a combination of courage, self-knowledge, patience, and an unwavering commitment to your own growth and well-being. By choosing silence, you are essentially choosing to prioritize yourself, to put your emotional needs first, often for the first time. It is a profound act of self-love that can have positive repercussions in all areas of your life, from your mental health to your future relationships. Always remember, you deserve relationships that genuinely value you, that deeply respect you, and that positively contribute to your life and your growth as an individual. Silence can be the first courageous step towards this type of healthier, more balanced, and mutually satisfying connection, whether with others, or more importantly, with yourself. It is a journey of self-discovery, self-appreciation, and emotional growth that, while challenging, can lead to a more authentic, fulfilling, and emotionally rich life.